Velkommen til Films TV. Denne uges 2 nye premierefilm byder på et brag af en fest i Thailand, efterfulgt af hele verdens undergang, takket være Lars von Trier. Vi anmelder begge film, og Nordisk Film har stillet interviews til rådighed med både Trier og Melancolias kvindelige hovedrolleindhavere.
Phil, I think it's happened again.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything, I swear to God.
Your hair is gone. No. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Phil, I'm scared.
Stu, come on, get up. We got a situation. Oh, holy. Where are we?
Oh my God, Alan. Your head. No, your head.
Sådan gal igen. Endnu et bryllup skal stå, og endnu en polterappen vanker for de 4 uheldige og umage gutter, Stu, Phil, Druk og Alan, der måtte gå så grueligt meget igennem i Tømmermænd i Vegas fra 2009. Denne gang er festlighederne rykket til billedskønne Thailand, hvor Bangkoks mørke gyder og lurvede ladyboys bar er centrum for endnu en vild nat med kollektivt blackout. Forudsigeligt? Ja. Opfindsomt? Nej. Forduftet af den friskhed og generelt overrumplende og ikke mindst overraskende tone, som Tømmermænd i Vegas klarede sig så fint i hus på. Og desværre må vi undvære Heather Graham, der trods alt tilførte den første film lidt feminin charme. For i Bangkok er kvinderne ikke engang kvinder, hvilket den brode ulveflok selvfølgelig stifter pinagtigt bekendtskab med undervejs. Og publikum får selvfølgelig også selv syn for sagen i en meget direkte nøgenscene, der nok skal give genlyd i diskussionerne på vej ud af biografens mørke. Instruktøren Todd Phillips, der også har stået for filmens manuskript i samarbejde med Craig Mason og Scott Armstrong, må selv have haft en ordentlig gang tømmermænd, da han skrev manuset til denne dovne toer. Opskriften fristes man til at kalde identisk, men tempoet er sine steder så tilpas højt, og de komiske optrin stadig tokrummende nok til, at gensynet med gutterne lige præcis tåles, trods de minutiøse gentagelser. 2 stjerner. Han er en gal mand, ham Lars von Trier. For 2 år siden chokerede han filmverdenen med Antichrist, der havde Willem Dafoe og Charlotte Gainsbourgs kønsdele i de alt overskyggende hovedroller. Og nu lader han så hele menneskeheden gå en grum skæbne i møde i katastrofefilmen Melancholia. Men ligesom Antichrist ikke var nogen typisk horrorfilm, så er der også langt fra Hollywoods kulørte katastrofefilm til Melancholia. Meget langt endda. Filmens hovedperson, Justine, skal snart giftes, men hun er ikke just begejstret ved situationen. Hun er melankoliker og ser næsten frem til, at planeten Melancholia, der har kollisionskurs mod jorden, skal opsluge hende og alt omkring hende. Hvor første del af Melancholia er ikke videre original, men fungerer i kraft af sin omfavnelse af det pinlige og det sorthumoristiske, så er det den anden del, der især hiver stikket hjem for Lars von Trier. Her fokuseres der på planetens snarlige kollision med jorden, og jo tættere Melancholia nærmer sig, jo mere fredfyldt bliver Justine, og jo mere ængstelig bliver hendes søster Claire. De 2 søstre er omvandrende modsætninger, der symboliserer pessimismen og håbet, depressionen og livsglæden. Og det er i denne dynamik, at filmens dramatiske nerve ligger. Jo tættere de kommer på dommedag, jo mere begynder de også at forstå og nærme sig hinanden. Lars von Trier romantiserer og underspiller jordens undergang i en grad, som man aldrig rigtig har set før. Han svælger i katastrofens æstetiske skønhed, men formår samtidig at fokusere på det menneskelige drama og især depressionens altopslugende væsen. Og det er det, der gør Melancholia til en helt speciel oplevelse, og noget så sjældent som en smuk og til tider opløftende film om planetens endeligt. Og hvor mange film kan man lige sige det om? 5 stjerner.
You know, when I write, I can only write about myself, and she gets a depression, and this is more or less a description of you know my own depression. So but somehow I see myself in both of the sisters, and it's kind of, you can also, if you choose, see them as one person, 2 sides of the same person. I think that's how I write. to some degree, it is quite refreshing to make a film about about bad things. Right? It's not that you go around feeling bad all the time while you do it. Actually, the opposite. You kind of gain something from having had a bad time, and you kind of analyze it a little bit by working with it. And no, it's I would say that the mood was the shooting was fine and very extremely nice people to be with and good actors. So we had a good time shooting it. I don't have a. You don't, because you make a tragedy, you don't go around kind of crying all the time. It's kind of professional, I would say. We have this overture where we play a little bit with the disaster cliches, picture-wise and stuff. And then when the real disaster comes, there's almost none of all that. There are this type of film where you know what's going to happen. For instance, if they go on board Titanic, then you kind of, is it going down? You have an idea of what's going to happen, and you know what's going to happen, and still the film is worthwhile seeing, because you're not in doubt of what is going to happen, but you follow the characters that you've learned to know, and you follow them through this, and first of all, you want to know how is it going to happen and how is it going to influence, and it's there's quite a lot of films like that. I just saw In Cold Blood, Truman Capote, a film after the Truman Capote book, and you know that they're going to kill this family, and you know that they're going to be, and they will hang afterwards, and still it's a very, very exciting film to watch. So the normal thing the thing you would say normally was that you should be really you shouldn't say what is going to happen. That's kind of the normal thing you would say. But I will still claim that in most films you know what will happen. James Bond survives, right? And for other films, you know what will happen, and still you're kind of you're very interested because you want to know how is it going to be and how will James Bond or whoever react to it. Very early on in the project, I chose the music from Wagner, which is the prelude to Tristan and Isolde, and that is not what you would consider melancholic music. That is what you would call romantic music. And I would say that has kind of somehow turned the whole thing into a very romantic film also in the images and stuff. It is highly romantic. Also the whole idea about this planet coming and this woman's relationship to the planet and stuff. Everything has a romantic ring to it. So I have probably tried to make a romantic film, and I'm just a little worried that I succeeded too well when we're talking about that. It should maybe have a bit more kind of, I don't know, some more roughness to it, but that was not this film. It's kind of, these images kind of make themselves in a way. It's not completely logical that a film about the end of the world should be a romantic film, but it kind of had its own life, and I would say that the film, or anyway, looks like a romantic film.
The work was very different. On Antichrist, for me, the shoot was so intimate, and because there was a lot of nude scenes, it was very private and very secluded, and the crew seemed tiny, even though on the exterior many people worked on the film, but what I saw was inside that cabin, just a few of us. And so the impression was very intimate. On this film, it was completely the opposite, because we started also with all the wedding scenes. There were 100 extras, all the actors, so it was really going from one experience to something totally different, which made it exciting also, because I don't think I would have wanted to have the same experience again. I mean, it was exciting in that way, but it was difficult for me to adapt, because I knew Lars nearly 1-to-1, and suddenly I had to share him, and at times I didn't feel that generous.
Before I met Lars, I talked to someone who I knew had worked with him, Bryce Dallas Howard, and she only had lovely things to say about him. So when I did press, before I met Lars even, they were like, "Oh, you ready to work with Lars?" And they always have very intense things to say about him. But what I've experienced was a very sensitive, funny person that I truly love as a person. So for me, even though he might like to keep up, these tough illusions, I feel like he's very sensitive and open. He creates an atmosphere and a vibe that's very much him and comes across in the films, and he kind of communicates without words to his actors even. That's the thing about Lars's films, that people hate them and people love them. It's not really, there's no really muddy water there. So I think that this movie is the kind of movie where you leave the movie theater with friends and you talk about it for hours, that's great when film does that, when film engages you in a new way.
Det var alt for denne gang på Films TV. I næste uge er der premiere på den seneste X-Men-film, prequelen X-Men First Class. Og vi har været i London for blandt andet at tale med James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender og Kevin Bacon om filmen. Du kan se alle vores interviews næste uge, og vi satser på at bringe en lille forsmag i weekenden. På gensyn. Husk, at du let kan finde alle vores Films TV-udsendelser på hjemmesiden under Films TV-fanebladet. De ligger også i high definition på video.dk, hvor du også kan finde flere udsendelser af Railgun TV, vores web-tv-program om spilverden. Du kan også læse flere anmeldelser og artikler på Films, som du kan diskutere i vores omfattende forum.